5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to, well, we got to wait for Justin to get his shit together.
Oh, my God.
This is been a while, folks. We took a little hyena there. But we're back. That's the good news.
Why are you on the men seeking men?
Oh, because I was looking for this stuff called grinder sauce people keep talking about. So figure, yeah, it'd be on this site for sure. I think we're only going to do a couple of weeks, and then we're going to take some more time off.
Yeah.
Because I got a trip to take.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
So, anyway, it's been a few weeks. What? 3, 4, 5 weeks? Something like that.
7.
7?
Feels like it.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I saw you guys was Thanksgiving.
Anxiety. Yeah. So, what have you guys been up? Oh, I'm Mike, by the way.
I'm Justin.
And I'm Al.
He's Al.
Yeah, I think the last topic we talked about was the election. Biden got elected.
Oh, my gosh. I got so much political ranting.
I thought it was Mount St. Helens when it blew up. No?
Yeah, that's about the time Jimmy Carter was president, right? So, yeah, it's like that times 10. Horrible fucking administration. Anyway, but I have other shit going on. So before my little administrative debacle that I have going on right now, I took a whole week off before that. But this was after. So Al wasn't giving me a real date, so I went and tried some Jiu Jitsu. And the first thing I learned is the tops of your feet get mat burns pretty bad. The second thing I learned is even though you go to the gym and I felt like I was pretty strong at the time, it was, I learned that I was horribly out of shape because I went there the day before and I'm like, I could do these warm-ups. Man, I barely made it through the freaking warm-ups when I went. And I got my tops of my feet all burned from the mats. So then 2 days later, I went back. It was open mat. And I tried to do a forward roll from a standing position. Like try kind of do a handstand and then drop. Dropped on my shoulder, not knowing exactly what I hurt at the time. As it turns out, I jacked up my AC joint. And that same day, I rolled with a kid. And of course, jiu-jitsu, you're sweating, spitting, and everything else all over each other practically. So I caught the clap. Got a really bad flu. I go through the whole following week doing an online class, feeling like crap. So, yeah. And then with my shoulder kind of being out of it for 4 to 6 weeks till it heals up, I'm kind of day 2 of jiu-jitsu and I was done. It's no joke. And I'm just trying to prove to myself I'm not too old to do it. I'm definitely too fat and too weak, so I have to work on some of that
You're gonna
shit.
you're gonna continue?
That's the thing. It's something that you weigh, but you go, you know what? I'm not gonna let this hold me down. I'm gonna go back to it. So you know, just because you jacked yourself up early on, and you know. I guess that's one thing. You just have to face the fact that you are in very close proximity with one another. You're on top of each other, sweating and everything else. You're exposing yourself to other people's germs. I mean, there's no two ways about it. So you just have to accept the fact that you may get sick a little bit more often.
Yeah, especially if you make out on the mat.
Well, this was open mat, so I walked in and I
swingers night.
I took my pants off right away.
That's why you kept calling him Matt. You're like, are you open, Matt?
The fucking microphone's not working on this shit. Fuck.
Whose isn't working?
The other remote fucking it just makes it more difficult to sync up the shit, but I'll get it done. I don't want to stop it.
Dude, you are Asian. You can do anything with electronics.
Yeah. Because Caucasians are too damn tall.
You are amazing.
Okay.
Does it make it harder if I move
think
my
I'm done.
lips? And,
I think I'm done here. Fucking racist motherfuckers. Well, just you. Mike's been nice to me so far.
So far.
how far? We're only 5 in.
He bowed when I walked in. You saw that?
What's that? Height?
That's different than saying you're good at electronics.
He bowed. So that's respect.
Oh, especially when he went, aye.
It's like the Pearl Harbor salute. That was respectful.
So, yeah, I've been taking some time off. I discovered that it's true that when I'm left to my own devices, I don't pick the healthiest habits. Again, I can't lift weights, or at least not with my right arm. I think it's a low grade one because it's just like my shoulders just dropped a little bit. There's a little bit of deform. Have you ever hurt your AC joint?
No.
No. So, well, it's just I think it's called a chromium clavicle.
Extra chromosome, that's what you call it?
Yeah, it's where this part of your shoulder blade comes up and it hooks to your collarbone here. It's just a tendon. So thankfully it's not rotator cuff kind of shit.
You probably had your hand facing inward.
No, I dropped all my body weight on the shoulder. On the top of my shoulder because I was almost in a handstand and I was kind of trying to tuck into, and I felt myself kind of going over. So I dropped instead of sort of gracefully turning it into a roll. And I just thought
I can teach you how to roll, like real simple. Like
I should probably do the baby steps.
Not when your shoulders
rolls.
fucked up, but I'll give you a concept on how to roll. This is how I learned to roll when I did like judo and aikido when I was like fucking 7 years old. The way to roll.
Okay.
This concept.
All right. Yeah, and then when I get a little more well versed, dude, they said you can come down there.
Yeah.
And we could.
Where's this at?
It's right here in Falcon. It's like if you
they don't know Jiu Jitsu in Falcon.
I don't know, man.
It's farther away from the east.
These guys are all pretty good.
Nah.
They're they're what is it? I'm trying to think of how do I describe it? It's partway down Woodman. You'll see as you're driving in, it'll say Jiu Jitsu on the building, real big, but it's anyway.
Are you going to go down there like Mr. Miyagi and tell the whole dojo not to mess with your pupil, Daniel over here?
I'm gonna wear the
5-on-1, too much to ask anyone.
I'm gonna get a gi that's got Al's dojo symbol on it, and then we're gonna go kick everyone's ass. No, what else I learned is that it's actually a very accepting and supportive community. Like if you think about learning a martial art, having never stepped on a mat before, and you going in there, it's gonna be a bunch of young guys that are gonna kick the shit out of me, right? And it's not. I'm probably the median age in that group. There's guys that are freaking. Yeah, there's guys that are in their 50s, pushing 60. There's this one kid, he's like 11, and he's freaking like a little spider monkey, man. He gets in, he can take some freaking dudes.
The people you got to watch out for is the white belts just coming in. The young.
That's who I rolled with, who gave me the clap, I think. But he's actually been a white belt for about 8 months. So,
well, I mean, like the brand new guys, they want to go in there and they think, like they watch enough UFC that they know what to do. And
no,
you know what I mean.
Of course, the blue and the purple belts are probably the better ones to roll with.
Oh yeah, because they can control it. They get it. But it's like I'm talking like the new guy, because that's what I see. Like this new 22-year-old, brand new, never trained in their life. They come in and they just want to fucking try to submit you and
Yeah.
And, it's all muscle and strength.
Well, this kid's like 16, but he was very respectful about, but I don't know. The next day I felt fine. It wasn't until the end of the day, like it's in the backyard picking up dog shit. And I'm just like, God, I feel like dog shit. As soon as I came in, I'm like, I'm coming down with something. And that's the only thing I can think of was the day before rolling with him. And he was like the one I rolled with the most. Because it was just open mat. He walked up and he's like, oh, you knew? And like, yeah, he introduced himself. I introduced myself. He's like, well, you want to roll? I said, sure.
He's like, hi.
Well, again, I mean, like you're all freaking soaked in sweat and everything else, and they're soaked in sweat, your body fluids, do get transferred, I guess.
All right, so we're going to vlog it?
We can.
All right.
But again, I think I'm on about week 4. I still got a little bit of
You got to heal up.
sort of uncomfortable feeling, like it's still a little bit tender on top.
I got to see my gi fits me.
It probably does.
Probably comes to here.
There's gi and no gi days. Where you go, do they have gi and no gi days?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They do catch wrestling, so I mean that's just regular clothes.
You wear your singlet?
You can. But they just do the rash guards, the board shorts.
You ever wear like a show enough outfit? Go in there.
Well, that's all we really wear. It's just sort of like base layer.
Yeah.
For rash guard, Yeah. That's good enough.
Yeah, no gi days.
Because
T-shirt and shorts, basically.
Like I'm at my kids. I went to go visit my brother and his family, and I went to their Taekwondo class, and I'm like, dang, their mats are really nice and smooth. Our freaking mats are like sandpaper, dude. Like they got grip on. You know what I'm saying? So it jacks me up real easy. And then I learned right away quickly that liquid bandage and super glue are your friends at that point, because you just want to cover up the wounds on the tops of your feet.
I would always sprain my toes because the mats would grip my like when we're doing kicks, because you got to pivot on the foot that's on the ground, and the mats are so grippy that I'll just sprain my toe all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Toe grips, and then oh man. Anyway, it was a fun experience, but it didn't last very long. And then I called up the owner. It's like a husband-wife team that own it, and I called up the wife, just like, I'm not going to be in. Like, thanks for the free 2 days or whatever, but my AC joint is messed up.
Don't quit. I mean, I fucking quit, but I'm just taking a break. It's not like it's forever, but yeah, just keep it up.
Well, the AC joint problem is like, it wasn't like a full separation.
So give it 3 months. You go 3 months worth, and then you decide whether this is for you or not.
You have to just accept the fact you're going to get your ass kicked for a while. It's part of it. And that's why it's probably a humbling experience, and everyone's so supportive. Because everyone was just like, hey, welcome, man. Hey, it's good to see you here, and da-da-da-da. You're never too old to start this shit. But because of that injury and because of the administrative stuff that's happening, yeah, I've been drinking pretty much every day and getting fatter and fatter. So, you know the feeling, Justin.
I do.
So how was your 3 weeks or past 3 months?
I actually showed up here every Monday and sat outside until it was time to go. Just
that's why my mom was like yelling
feel like
at me.
I was fitting in.
My mom's like, your podcast buddies are here. I'm like, I don't care.
I would actually play old podcasts sitting in my car and respond to the group as we were talking on the podcast.
Oh, so you were getting practice on how to podcast?
Just mute the part when you start speaking.
Because I missed you guys. No, you guys kept interrupting me. In fact, I interrupted me several times.
Oh, so I feel like the real deal.
I tear up every now and then, missing you guys, and it was terrible.
Well, it's a good thing you got through it.
Yeah. I had to spend time with my family.
Yeah, I talked Mike out of it, but he wanted to get rid of you. I said, just give Justin one more chance.
Yeah, he said give it 3 months, and then it seems like this 3 months is lasting forever.
I mean, what are you going to do with all that leftover pizza if I don't eat it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Got Andrew. Andrew will take care of it. Better than you.
So what have you been up to, Al?
Just working on shit around the house.
Same shit, different day. The garage door still
I got
busted off its hinges once a week.
One of my soffits fucking a woodpecker started a little hole in there, and this little hole started getting bigger because fucking squirrels are now invading my attic.
Oh shit.
So I gotta take care of that shit.
Yeah.
Working on the cars. You know, just the regular maintenance.
The
like,
garage door once a week usually somehow gets busted off its hinges again.
That's because he doesn't work on the brakes like he's supposed to. It goes right through.
Nah, you know, just like oil changes and shit.
Yeah, I've been catching up on my vehicles too. I worked on my son's and my Tahoe. I got up and running again. I got one more thing to do, and we're on my car today. We did a little work on it.
I got to do some tire rotating is what I got to do.
It does every time you drive. What are you talking about?
No. And then Tanya's car is probably due for an oil change here before too long. We haven't gotten the indicator yet, but I'm sure it's not
You
too
guys,
far off.
you ever take it to the shop, or you guys just always do it yourself?
Oil change?
Or both?
Well, I
whenever you have time.
I usually take the oil change in anymore because you can get them so cheap.
Yeah.
Yep. And you also get cheap oil and cheap filters.
Well, yeah, but
So,
if you do them frequent.
I just won't buy bulk filters on Amazon for both cars.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me hardly any time to do it,
No.
but I get to choose the oil. I get to choose,
Yeah.
either genuine Toyota filters or K&N or whatever the hell I want for a filter. Although I don't think that there's anything special about the genuine Toyota ones. I think there's cheap as the cheap ones.
No, and if you're doing it frequent enough.
5,000 miles.
I come to the conclusion, just don't get the cheapest of the cheap filters, man.
Yeah.
Get something a little more
Mid-grade.
premium.
I'm going to stop doing it altogether because, I mean, if it's got oil in it, why do who cares? This should be good, right?
Yeah, I'm too loud. Am I too loud?
I don't think so
No.
because you're always soft spoken in the microphone. I think.
Annoying, but not loud. No.
Maybe I turn this down. There you go. Okay.
So, just getting shit done around the house, then, huh? Yeah, that's kind of what I've been trying to do. But when you're up at 4 a.m. and then you sleep in until 11,
I love that life.
I'm sick of it, dude. But anyway, it'll work. It'll all work itself out. But anyway, it's been actually nice to have the time off. It was nice to go back, visit my brother, his kids, went to his Pinewood Derby race. That shit is so much fun. And his car won every freaking race. Because my brother, that guy who, God, I can't remember his name, but he does like the glitter bombs and stuff like that on YouTube. And it's got like people go for porch pirates.
Oh, I think I've seen some of that.
And it'll blow out glitter and fart spray and all this other stuff. And he's got phones in it to record the reaction.
Yeah.
So he busted down the science of these Pinewood Derby cars. And it's a very, very interesting video. And it was down to, you could tell that this kid's father was invested as well. The kid who, it was a tiebreaker race between my nephew's car and this other kid. My nephew won. But it was probably he just didn't have one of the wheels angled quite as precisely as my nephew's. So, but I mean, everything down to like rail riding. And so it's not bumping off the rails. And I mean, really, when the car sits there, like the wheels aren't flat. You're really kind of just using 3 wheels to go down. Like there's a science behind it. If you want to check out that video, it's pretty cool. Huh?
Did he gap him? Or was it close?
He gapped him.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Dude, this freaking car is fast. So he's going to district with it. Then I'm like, this is awesome. It's probably his last Pinewood Derby race.
Well, just my old man, when he helped me when I was a kid, he cut it out. I mean, he did woodwork, so he trimmed it out and put fishing weights in there to add weight to it. So
Yeah.
it'd stick to the track better and just...
Oh, yeah, there's that. You're putting graphite in the wheels for the rotating. You angle the wheels just right, so you're pretty much driving it to one way. So
My dad put an electric motor in mine. I won every single race.
He tied a string to the front, so when you were just in the front going... it was flying all over the track sideways, winning.
Yeah.
No, my dad just like nailed wheels to a block of wood. It's like, there you go.
Fucking used coffin.
You're out after
no.
your first race.
I
You
was never
freaking
able to
lost.
actually help. He made one car year. One year made it look like a 1920 or 30s with the frickin' thing, flares over the wheels. He did all this. They're looking at me like, you didn't make that.
They had
shit.
flames.
You did. He painted
Flames on
it
the
up
hood.
nice. He had it like two-toned and everything. I'm like, yeah, I didn't do
Like
that.
a 32 coupe or something.
Well, I mean, it's
It did.
yeah, it's
Nice.
I don't know. They were fun, but essentially what was happening was I was taking time off work, and I was talking to my brother about it. I'm like, I got to come out there for Pinewood Derby race for Luke one of these days. And he's like, dude, come out. It's like 2 weeks from now. And I'm like, all right. And just bought a ticket and spent some great time with his kids are absolute sweethearts. So I always have a good time with them. But yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. So now I'm going to go here in a couple weeks to my kids' Air Force bases and visit them. And that'll be fun too. I think it'll be the first time I see my oldest and my youngest in one spot in a few years now. So
They're both in Florida?
no, one's stationed in Georgia, one's in Florida.
Oh,
They're
I
about
see.
3.5 hour drive from one another. So I'm going to fly into
Georgia, Florida line.
yeah,
Whatever
not the band.
Not the band.
That sounds like Smash Cats. Yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, not much else going on in my life. Just
Yeah.
hanging out with my wang out. So not podcasting, not writing theme song for our podcast.
Yeah. I got so much and yeah. I probably got like 3 months worth of shit that I haven't uploaded.
Do you have a computer interface for instruments?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind did you get?
It's red.
Is it a Focusrite?
It's red. Maybe. I got to look it up.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm going to
but-
go get mine because I got to get a beer anyway. You need a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He looks
sure.
thirsty.
want a beer?
I'm good. I'm good.
How about one of these freaking 18 waters you got in my fridge? You want one of those?
I'm
Bring
gonna
it in more.
I'm
'cause you're
gonna
moving
grab mine when we're done with
moving
this.
into my mom's basement.
I forgot. We started. I was caught off guard, man. I just sat down and said, "Let's start this motherfucker." So all right. So I
Yeah.
don't have my shit here.
It's been kind of nice. This is the first time Mike contributed. So,
It is. Maybe you should get. Yeah.
oh, I thought he couldn't hear us because he didn't have his headphones on.
You should take a sabbatical every month.
That's
I think-
I guess you could say that. I'm on a sabbatical right now.
I was gonna say other words, but we'll just call it a sabbatical.
You doubled your money in Grand Theft Auto at this rate? The hell?
Nah, I've been looking like I gotta stay off the fucking internet because I've been like buying shit that I don't need.
Yeah, I downloaded that. What is that app that they advertised in the Super Bowl? That Temu or Team? I don't know how you pronounce it. A Chinese site, basically.
Yeah.
And it's similar to all the other Chinese sites, but for some reason, since I actually downloaded the app, I've been purchasing a bunch of small shit and waiting the weeks for it to come. Like I'll have every week a couple things, and I'm like, so I bought those shoes over there.
No, it's audio something. Maybe it is a full.
Audio
I mean, it
box?
looks like this.
Does you have just one input on yours?
This is actually yours. He put a mic sticker on it.
I know it probably did.
No, that one's yeah. I'm gonna put Al's interface on it.
I'll look. I think it's called audio.
I don't know
something.
the software that comes with it. They changed it up. The ones that were on YouTube was I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it's different software than what's on most YouTube videos for it. But the software seems pretty intuitive, so I was like, why not get it? And I did, and well, again, the most I've done is hook it up to my computer and then download the software. That's as far as I got with it. So I'm lazy, as you all know. Didn't even take the. Oh wait, see that's it. See this we've had this discussion before. This is Asian taboo. You take the protective plastic off of things.
Oh shit!
Forget it now.
It's not gonna last.
I try to leave mine
It's
on
not gonna
there.
last past 3 months now.
Do you have something you want to talk about?
There's some stories. I know we're gonna jump
Yeah,
into that.
Tucker's report on January 6th. Let's talk about that.
Oh,
Motherfuckers,
he-
this fucking government. So ridiculous.
oh yeah. He opened up a can of worms there.
Well, the QAnon shaman, I mean, dude, and then the cop that they said was stomped or hit in the head or whatever, killed by the protesters, had a stroke. He was walking around after the time he was supposedly killed. I mean, dude, he did open a can of worms, and I think a lot of Americans are pissed off.
Yeah.
That this bullshit they paid. Not only that, but this QAnon shaman guy, he's got 4 years for that. He was escorted around in the freaking Capitol for crying out loud.
They made him to be like the leader of the.
How about the undercover fucking FBI agents?
Ray
Epps.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Well, there's tons more. There's tons more.
This isn't a tyrannical government. I don't know what is.
Yeah, that committee came out and said now that they never even watched any of the video.
Motherfucker.
Or not all of them so far, but most of them said, we didn't even review the video.
No, but they get flagged every time a video. I'm not sure how they get the video, whether it's downloaded or something. It gets flagged. So that video of the Q shaman, that thing got flagged. Like somebody looked at it. That committee looked at it. They can't see that.
Well, they said they had a crew of people that looked at it, but they never actually did anything with it personally.
Yeah. So
I think they're just saying that.
And now, I mean, they got caught.
And it wasn't.
And
I mean, how bad do you look to say that you never even looked at it? That's the only cop out you have to say, well, I didn't look at it. That's why I didn't know.
And well, okay, like regardless, okay, like Tucker releases this, right? Makes a news story, but everyone's going after him. The left is going after him, but for
the
what?
right's
I mean,
going after him.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of rhinos too going after him, but he's a reporter, a journalist reporter reporting a story. I mean, he has every right to do that, whether it's in his narrative or not. But the fact that he's showing video that the public never seen before, that tells a lot right there.
Yeah.
That one side did not want the public to see, and now that it's out there, they're fucking pissed. They're pissed about that. That says a lot. I mean,
and I'm sure he picked and chose a little bit on what he showed, but to the fact that they even showed where they added sound because they had the production guy from ABC or whatever station or whatever production that was.
Yeah.
Sounded when the people were going in the Capitol, they made it sound like a huge uproar of people like, ah. And then they show the actual footage and there's like almost no sound at all, just people talking. And
no, they were getting guided tours. It's insurrection, my ass. This is the first thing from a freaking insurrection.
I mean, even the shaman did admit he entered there in a spot that he shouldn't have. He should have never been in there. He admitted that after the video came out and said, I did do that. I'm guilty of that. I regret doing that. But it's not what they're making it
4 years?
But he was 4 years? Come on, man.
Well, his lawyer said that he never even was able to see that tape. So I don't see how it doesn't get overturned and at least go back to trial. He took that because he thought he was going to get 30 or 40 years. He's like, they're going to come after me.
These cops made no effort to stop him. They pretty much walked him around. He went into the freaking main chamber or whatever, said a prayer. Like, what exactly did he do wrong other than enter?
Yeah, illegally entered.
Yeah, illegally.
That's what he admitted.
But I don't even know because it was like they were invited in.
Yeah.
So how do I know he even illegally entered? Why was it that there weren't a lot of guards and authorities there that day? Yeah. Why is it that Nancy Pelosi turned down the extra guards and everything
that's
that Trump was requesting? That's the bigger story to me is why did they turn it down to set this up for that? Because it's fucking staged.
Yeah. I think that's the real investigation to me.
And here's another thing, like that policeman that shot that woman that was climbing through the window that shot the woman. We don't hear anything about that policeman.
He got a medal.
But like, I don't think they ever released his name.
Yeah, they did. I can't remember what it is, but they did. And he was on talk shows and everything else.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, celebrated. If he had been any other police officer shooting an unarmed purpose, then they would have...
Yeah.
He would have been in jail or in trial.
I don't really care. And in the whole narrative that Trump encouraged them, I've seen it 1,000 times, and if you disagree with me, you're fucking wrong. But he said, peacefully and patriotically let your voices be heard.
Yeah.
Well, and they had a permit to protest right outside the Capitol. So when he said go up there, they were going up there to the protest site.
They're doing everything to criminalize probably one of the best presidents we've ever had. No matter how you slice it, the economy was good, the job market was good, the housing market was good, the stock market was good.
He wanted to drain the swamp.
He freaking was cutting spending, closing the border like it should be. Now, I mean, I've probably said this before on the podcast, but when our border is wide open, 100,000 people dying from frickin' fentanyl overdoses or exposure, even in some cases, in a lot of cases, you got that problem. You've got people pouring in the droves of people just crossing over the border. You've got Ohio being poisoned to move the people out for the mineral rights, I believe, under the ground there. There's freaking coal. I've heard, so I haven't confirmed it, but there's cobalt mineral under there, which is great for batteries, right?
Yeah.
You know, your freaking energy's through the roof. Inflation's out of control. Like, name one good thing this fucking administration's done. So with that said, I could give two flying fucks about Ukraine. Okay? That's a freaking scam, what's going on there. I don't even know Putin is wrong.
I love Ukraine.
Fuck those guys. I have no place that... Come on, man.
Yeah, we shouldn't even be involved in that.
Biden's, I can't remember exactly what he did, but he did a little bit to crack down on the border. And now he's going to allow some drilling in Alaska.
Yeah.
He's revving up for his re-election campaign.
He ain't going to get reelected. The fucking guy can't even put a sentence together.
Newman's revving up.
I don't even think he's running the country. I think fucking Obama is, just like he wished. It's just he needed a fall guy, and that's Biden.
Newman thinks he's going to be the next president.
Who's Newman?
Newman, California governor.
Oh, Newsom,
sorry.
He probably will be.
Yeah,
Although,
he will be, and Michelle Obama will be his running mate. And he'll magically get the most votes in American history.
I'm voting for him.
Fuck that.
California's
a shithole.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear the latest? This was about the week I went to California. California's getting rid of all their racist canines. Give me the fucking
About time.
Well, they're like, they disproportionately are called on black and brown people. Well, who do you think's slinging dope more often than not? People coming over the border, okay?
It's those Chinese.
Yeah. Give me a fucking break. That guy's, California's a freaking royal shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? You couldn't pay me enough money to move
I
back there.
don't think he'll have a real chance.
My mom was.
I think with the COVID policy, if he goes up against Trump or especially your favorite Florida governor,
yeah,
that's going to be a real problem for him in how things were handled and the results that they had on both ends of that. I think they're going to lean on a lot of that. Like, if we have something come up again, you really want this guy running the country?
This is the reason why they need to continue the narrative against Trump.
Yeah. They don't want him back in there.
No, because he's fucking up their plan.
Yep.
The plan is to emasculate American societies.
Their money-making plan.
Emasculate American societies, confuse them, divide them. You got to be at war for everything, whether it be about COVID, sexuality, race. I watched I really believe that like 90% of the people are actually united, but that the freaking media paints a different story. I've got friends from all walks of life. I see it all the time, like acts of kindness on YouTube. There's tons of good shit going on when it comes to the unity of the American populace. But they don't tell that story. They tell the story of like, look how racially divided we are. Look how divided we are in COVID. They keep the division because it's easier to control. That's the narrative.
There's a lot of people that don't get caught up in their emotions and they can see things a little more clearly. But I do know a lot of people that
they're all in.
They just hate Trump, and they can't give. They can't give a good.
Most of the
why.
time, here's the thing: I'm united with those people too, because usually their reasons for hating him, I get it. His personality, he's a dick, whatever. But I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at how good was my bank account, how good was my freaking,
I'm
how
talking
good was
about
the policy.
They're blinded by their hate, their emotions. They will not vote for him, no matter how good things were.
I don't think they'd vote for Republican or conservative at all either.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Justin, with that, I think that they've done a good enough job of tarnishing Trump's image to keep that perpetual lie going.
There's still people that if you bring up the fact that the Russian thing was a hoax, well, there was still help there with the social media. I mean, they just can't get over that.
Well, they arrested.
There's no evidence.
They arrested that guy. It's like, for lying.
Yeah. They're so sold on that narrative. I know a couple people that I have conversation with. They're like,
and then
what about the Russians? haven't you been watching any news? Or maybe it doesn't get reported everywhere, I guess. Like, they're still set on that's a real thing.
Yeah. And it's been proven it was never a real thing.
So I have this thing where
and they freaking impeached the guy over it. Then they pull out the stupid head and ass move of we're going to impeach a president that's no longer president.
Yeah.
You guys are, I mean, come on, man. It's plain as a freaking nose on my face. You guys are just undermining the American people left and right.
So I was thinking about this the other day, Mike. I at one point, and I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but the more I see, the more I lean into, God dang, the world. Really
wait, before you move on, you know the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth? About 6 months. Yeah, okay, we're batting 1,000 the last couple of years.
But I'm saying, there was a time where I thought COVID was introduced as part of the way to get Trump out of the way. Like he was that much of a threat. Like, we got to get something going that makes them look bad. That
COVID
disrupts.
Is an experiment.
I
for the
really
next
believe
thing.
that it was coming anyway. This is what I was thinking the other day. And he fucked around and won the election. And they were like, oh, shit, this kind of screws up. Because if they had been in power, they could have done whatever they wanted, put whatever restrictions, whatever. There wouldn't have been anybody fighting against it. People that followed him were against it. You know what I mean? There was kind of a narrative of...
Do you remember how sure Hillary was that she was going to win?
Oh, yeah.
But I really think that this was coming anyway. Because at first I thought it was maybe to get rid of him. Now I think it was coming anyway. I still believe maybe it was done on purpose.
100%.
Hillary fucked around and won.
Hillary was to carry the torch. The plan moving forward.
And so they never got the full power that they would have gotten.
No, but what it did,
he not gotten office.
But what it did was it allowed Trump to go undo a bunch of their crap, right?
Yep.
The TPP, all this foreign aid, close the borders, build a wall, all this shit. Pretty much every campaign promise he made, he at least attempted, if not took care of. And then what it did was when Biden won magically from the comfort of his basement, having never campaigned or any campaign he had like 10 people at it, where you have tens of thousands of people at Trump rallies. Okay, when Biden won, they have to now catch up with their agenda. So it's obvious. So now all they can do is we sit there and go, hey, why are you doing this, this, and this? They go, oh, we're not. It's like, you're pissing on my shoes and telling me it's fucking raining outside, all right? Even in the book 1984, like, God, if that's not a prophetic book, I don't know what is, besides the Bible. But, the Bible even says, they will call evil good and good evil in the end times. I mean, it'll be as in the days of Noah. And we're fucking there, man. I mean, excuse my language. I don't mean to talk about the Bible, with cuss words in it. But good God, man. And I guess it does give me hope that there is a Savior, if nothing else. And I have nothing to be worried about. But I don't know, man. It's shitty times. Don't tell me you're not undermining the American people. You do it every single day. It's on the TV. And here's the thing. You freaking push the idea onto the stupid people, but I think the majority of the country's definitely caught on. Like, dude, how are you telling me you're not doing something when you're doing it right in front of my face?
I still think half the country is still going to vote that way no matter what. I
think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
And I think that's the danger in any election, that you try to get back on track with, whatever energy policy you have that undermines what we do. You're putting all of your eggs into a China basket because all the battery technology is in that country. They're digging it out of their ground.
Yeah.
We're putting money into Venezuela to produce oil, and they have a terrible government that suppresses their people. They also don't care about, if you're worried about the environment, they're not processing it in a way that's taking care of the environment. Why wouldn't you want to do that here where it can control how that's done?
Explain to me why they want to get rid of natural gas when we can't even supplement our grid 100% of the time with the wind and solar they're talking about. We can do maybe 17 or 18% of the grid we can supplement with wind and solar.
I know why, Mike.
And then they're sitting there saying, hey, we want you to move from gas to electricity. We're going to have to burn more coal to do that, but we want you to do it. I know exactly why. Yeah. Because you can't turn electricity off, or you can't turn gas off like you could turn off electricity. It's about people control.
That'll lead later into one of the stories I brought. I can tell you exactly why.
So guess what? If you don't have a good enough social credit score, we're going to shut your house off. They're already doing it with people's fucking smart thermostats.
Yep. They did it during the summer.
Yeah, if you
Unbelievable.
if you opted
Don't-
into
don't-
the $100 bill credit,
Yeah.
Don't freaking tell me we're free when we got a tyrannical government running this freaking country.
yeah.
It's I'm not an idiot.
See, but
It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just flat out conspiracy.
joke's on them because I don't have AC.
I don't either.
Do you really not have AC?
Good luck shutting my fan off, bitch.
But they did that last summer up in Denver.
Because what happens is they fool you. Hey, you want to save a certain amount on your monthly bill? You agree to this, this, and this. People go, well, yeah, I want to save a few percent, whatever, 5%, 10% on my bill. And they do. And then now they have control of your
They're
thermostat.
agreeing to turn over their control to the city.
Yeah.
Yep.
Screw it. I'll pay more for my energy, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yep.
My energy bill last month, gas, water, electric, and sewage. Take a wild guess how much total it was.
$783.
Not quite that high.
5.
$650. Little over $650.
Damn. I've been
Shit,
paying.
my brother in California, he and his wife both work for the energy company out there. They get discounts, and just their electric, I think electric and gas together was $650 with their discounts, with both their employee discounts. And their house is not like my mom's house, okay? Their house is, I don't know, 2,000 maybe square feet.
Oh.
I mean, they also got kids, and we all know how kids are. They walk in a room, turn the light on, and then walk out. But still, God, good grief.
Yeah. Definitely energy went up.
You know what's crazy about that too? There was a discussion on the radio about old light bulbs and the LED. Like all these new light bulbs are supposed to be energy efficient. So imagine what people's bills would be if they didn't have all this energy efficient
Good point.
furnace, light bulb. Comparatively, it's way up. But if you took out all the new technology, it would be way up. Like ridiculous.
You're 100%. Yeah, 100% correct.
I have a torch
I got another.
that I walk around my house with at night.
Use it for heat as well.
I just do like, the people in the old haunted castles. It's just like 5 candles, like Scrooge McDuck or whatever.
You got an old miner's helmet with a candle in the lamp right here.
But here's the thing: energy
An oil
doesn't.
lamp.
It's all the cost of energy is only for people to make money. It doesn't have to be this expensive.
Yeah. We talked
Dude.
about that's why nuclear is not that popular.
There's nothing wrong with nuclear. It's
with the government because it's really cheap.
Yeah.
You don't make money off of
You don't
nuclear.
make money off nuclear. Exactly.
So,
God, man, just robbing and blind. And then what about how about this? How about my taxes aren't going to go up if I make under $400,000 a year? Well, I do make under $400,000 a year. Why are my taxes going up this year?
Yeah.
They just fucking lie to your face, straight to your face.
have you guys done your taxes yet?
I did.
You guys owe or are you getting back?
I'm gonna owe
I was.
Yeah.
just because
well,
my income.
It was the
went up.
last year I could claim my son. Well, because he's officially starting to work full time, but I would have broke about even.
Okay.
But I think like the last 2 years, or while Trump is still in office, he simplified those taxes, and they gave you more in your check, and all those people were bitching. Oh, he screwed up my taxes. I'm not getting the refund. Yeah, but you got it back every check. So I think even now
It's
that's
like
still
one-
in effect,
one
right?
way or another.
Because these are idiots that, again, we don't teach people fucking finances in school.
Yeah.
And these idiots sit there and go, oh, look, I got money back from the government. I got $3,000 back. Like, you realize you just gave the government an interest-free loan for $3,000?
That's your money.
That's your
They're
fucking
giving
money.
back your
On
money.
some level, though, I told my son, and I know the philosophy, and I'm big on trying to break even at tax time.
Yeah, I have been that
But
way for years now.
I told my son, I said, you have problems saving. Maybe you should overpay to the government, and that way you can,
Yeah,
you
no
know what I mean?
surprises.
To a degree. I'm not condoning
Perhaps.
it full forever,
the last
but
several years,
Yeah,
what
I
has
think
happened.
you're in a better position if you're not that good with your money. You're not that disciplined.
give it to them so they
But
can give
I'm-
it to you in one
Yeah.
lump, and you can pay off whatever you have.
Much like you, like the last several years, have broken even. In other words, I will get a refund, a small refund from the government. I usually kept that under $1,000,
Yeah.
and then that balance was enough to pay. I would have to pay into state, and then I would usually have like $200 left over. So I figured, okay, that's good. This year, again, I'm probably gonna have to pay in. Thankfully, when I got my pay raise, it bumped me to the middle of the next tax bracket, not just into the next tax bracket.
Yeah. I had to pay like $4,000.
Did you?
Yeah.
I know, man. You're
What do
freaking
you claim zero all year?
No.
So I claim zero.
I
Well, you
claim
still got a
zero.
kid to claim. I claim zero, and I take $30 out extra check for federal,
Yeah.
And you break even.
I
and I about break even.
claim 5 on my W-4. Yeah.
That's why you got to pay in so much, because you're keeping more of your paycheck.
No.
Why
Yeah.
do you claim
What do you mean
four
no?
No.
Why do you claim 4?
I claim 5.
or 5?
Yeah.
Why didn't you claim 0 and then see how much?
I use that money to invest during the year.
Well, yeah, because the market's booming right now,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Fuck, man. When COVID hit and everything dipped.
So you got a tax-free loan from the government.
I was like, this is freaking sweet. And I watched my freaking portfolio go up. I'm like, man, I'm freaking dropping money, bad bank. And I volunteered for a layoff and I freaking dropped all this money in the market. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, triple, quadruple my money. This was great. And then this asshole gets in office and really all it is Pelosi fucking money making machine. You got to invest what they invest in. It's the only way you're going to make money. Everything, the market will go down and then it'll recover, go down and recover. The stocks I was invested in will go down, flatten out, go down, flatten out. That's what a lot of people did, unless you had Pelosi stock. Pelosi stock did good.
TSMC.
Won't be in one of them. Aren't they putting a plant here in America now?
Chandler.
Yeah.
They're talking about a second one.
Oh, right next door to your guys, right next door to your company.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, because man, well, that's the other thing too. This whole government in cahoots with the freaking chip making companies, that's a fucking scam too. It's so the politicians can make money.
Everything. I mean, not just semiconductors, but biomedical.
Yeah,
Everything.
Name one thing that the government
military
has
contracts,
Yeah,
the fucking Northrop, what fucking Raytheon, all those government contractors.
the medical industry,
Yeah.
they've been in cahoots with that for a long time. Check this out. So I read a stat the other day. All of the music industry, right, makes about $9 billion a year, right? Why does one company get to make $81 billion in 1 year from a bullshit vax that seemingly is killing people now?
Yeah. It's funny. There was so I'm driving.
And here's the thing: I'm not anti. If you got the vaccination, hey, I'm pro freedom. So if you want to get it. If you don't. But we need to be united.
The best
on
part
fact
is the
that government
taxpayer
should
funded the development of that fucking thing.
Yeah.
we need to be united, and the government should not be using our money for this bullshit.
I heard an advertisement on the radio today. I'm driving, in my car. The advertisement to get a booster, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why do they have to fucking advertise this? Like, we know about COVID. We went
you
through
were
this.
thinking, do I have time before the podcast and I can go get my booster?
I
real
was thinking
quick?
that. But I mean, they're pushing. They're milking it for every fucking penny they can get, man.
81 or $82 billion.
Yeah.
One company.
Yeah.
My thing is, they talk
Oh
about
my-
the oil
1
companies
year.
and blah, blah, blah. The oil companies, at least, you can argue, don't subsidize them, whatever the hell you want. Subsidizing actually keeps the gas lower, which actually helps the poorest people because they use the same amount of gas as the richest person. So on
Maybe.
some level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
They
though.
still drive to work.
if
they
they're
still-
actually working.
Yeah. So, but what does the pharmaceutical
the-
do? They don't make drugs any cheaper.
Face it, like
It's cheaper in other countries. The same exact drug is cheaper in other
Yeah.
countries, but not the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, because the American people will pay the price.
Yeah.
They know it.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
We got insurance. It will go through insurance or whatnot. And
I'm somewhere in the middle on this too, because I still think that, and maybe the profits are high, and I don't want to sound like not a capitalist on that, but the reason we have a lot of these miracle drugs that we do actually have is because they make a profit, so they can put it back into research and development and make all the, you know what I mean? So there's progress made.
Quite honestly, I think America is way over medicated on all levels.
I agree, but I don't think you make progress if you went and I think if the U.S. gets to a point where we have healthcare and we regulate all costs, I don't think they'll ever do it to pharmaceutical because they're making too much money as politicians.
You guys remember Jonas
But I think
Salk?
we'll have less progress at some point. Just like if you stymie any of these companies, these tech companies, and you say you can only have so much profit, you're going to stop seeing progress on certain things at some point.
No, you got people out there. Okay, Jonas Salk, right? I think that was his name. S-A-L-K, Salk. He invented the vaccine for polio, right?
Yeah, he made it free.
Yeah. He said this is for the world. This is the people's vaccine. Okay, so you have people like that, but you have corporations like, I'm not going to mention names. But,
Yeah, the one that starts with a PH. They're the most sued company, by the way.
Yeah.
But if
Ever.
you,
So like, I mean,
But
I
that's
know
one
there's
example out of-
people out there that would do that.
but where do they get their funding from?
Well, back then everything was a lot cheaper.
But they get their funding from the pharmaceutical companies and the government.
And universities.
So where does the
you know,
university get their funding from? Probably from the pharmaceuticals to say,
Yeah.
hey, go do this. So if you don't, you're not going to have those people developing and working on anything.
well,
Here's the other part of this. What's wrong with letting people do their own remedy? Okay, this person wants a vaccine. Great, get the vaccine. But why can't this person use ivermectin?
it goes against the profit.
Because it's dirt freaking cheap and it's effective.
Yeah, I mean that medicine's been out for decades now.
Yeah.
So it costs.
Well, it's like they didn't
pennies.
let that Djokovic in, the tennis player,
Oh, Australia.
because they
Is that
said
the one?
they didn't let him in here. He was trying to come here I think it was last week or the week before for a big tournament, and the U.S. told him no. Even though the CDC policy is that guidance for unvaccinated is the same as vaccinated.
Yeah.
They said, since you're not vaccinated, you can't come in.
Yeah. Let me see. So vaccinated still can get the COVID, still can spread it, still can die from it. Oh, but
That's
yeah.
not what we were told. We were told you don't even have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated.
And he's got COVID twice. And they say the natural immunity, and they're saying it now, is
Again.
actually better.
It's the undermining of the American people because they'll fucking buy whatever they see on the freaking mainstream media. They'll buy it. That's why I don't even trust them. I like independent. I don't watch Fox News, but I think the Tucker report recently on January 6th was worth watching because he's exposing stuff that was being kept from the American people. And you're jailing Americans for this. And a veteran note.
Yeah.
They haven't.
I'm not
even,
saying the QAnon shaman had all this freaking, head together, but
they weren't even given like bail. I mean, like,
But you
the day
let
they
them-
got arrested.
Some of them
they're-
haven't even gone to trial
You're
yet.
letting rapists
they're
and
still in there.
you're letting your rapists and murderers out of jail, and you're keeping these people in solitary confinement waiting for a court date.
They should have raped somebody in the Capitol.
Yeah, make it freaking worth it.
You know
Oh
what the
my
crazy thing
gosh,
is
man.
I think that tournament for the tennis was somewhere in Florida, which is probably one of the least outside of the
Yeah.
elderly vaccinated populations, and they wouldn't let him in. What do you do?
How does this channel get so political?
Okay,
I mean, aren't we like
the
at,
PF
As-
company is one of the most sued, and not the most. There's other ones out there: Cardinal Health, McKesson, Amerisource, Virgin, Johnson and Johnson, GlaxoSmithKline, Johnson and Johnson, Abbott.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
You're worried about it being political? Let's do like we're doing like a dream state. Like, hey, what if we were a political discussion channel? And then we go off and we could show that.
dumbass?
What well, never mind. I'm not going to ask that question.
What is this channel called, by the way? I forgot. As Good as Dead. What is it called?
As good as it's vaxxed.
As good as it can be.
Gosh, yeah, something. Anyway, all
As
right,
good as
but
canceled.
I think I've ranted enough. But man, I have to let it
Oh,
That was a
out.
whole
no,
episode
no.
of Mike's rant. That's
No.
why.
I can't bottle
Mike's
it up no
rant.
more.
That
Get-
was not. Oh shit! What? Okay. Well, we're gonna have to. Get on your rant. Maybe.
That wasn't?
No, I mean, yeah, it's a whole episode.
Oh
too,
no,
man.
I'm a little fired up when I start talking about
Well,
shit like this.
Well, on our next week.
Oh, okay, yeah, and another one.
Next week.
When does the ATF get to fucking legislate our laws? Since when? Since just the other week?
You know what you should? Okay, I'm pissed. You sent me something. You sent me something today. We got lied to.
Ah, about Gilligan's Island.
So read that shit. That's bullshit. You should rant about that shit.
Oh, I didn't read it.
I'll do a quick one.
I need to read it.
Okay, you read it out loud.
No, I need to find it first.
It's buried in all those dick pics.
So yeah, we were lied to, folks. Essentially, let me find it here. So the boat used as the SS Minnow in Gilligan's Island was a 1964 wheeler with a cruising speed of 12 knots, which means they couldn't have traveled more than 41 and a half miles. Now I'm starting to doubt if the whole show was even real.
Yeah,
so
bullshit. So you mean to tell me that whole television series they were still in Hawaii, just on the other side of the island?
Yeah, probably.
Son of a bitch.
Or just the next island over.
Son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, I mean, how do you think the Globetrotters got there?
That's on the cartoon. Yeah.
Exactly. Hey, how expensive are the flights between islands in Hawaii? Under 100?
No, they're about 100, maybe 120. I don't know. I
Round trip?
No, one way. So, I mean...
How far is the swim?
About 3 weeks.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
If you're cheap.
No, I mean... I want to say it might still be $99. I don't know. It's been a while since I did one of those inter-island trips.
Cheaper to fly to Vegas and then back to the other island than it is to fly straight to the island.
Yeah, fly to DC.
Does it take all day like it does here in America, or
depends on the island? Like,
because that's another thing. Our whole airline system's gone to shit too.
like 45 minutes of flight time.
Okay,
So it's not bad.
and then do they still greet you on the other island with aloha? Like, and then
Yeah, you get laid.
You get laid.
You get laid
Still,
when you get off that plane.
okay, just even jumping between lands. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I can't wait to visit
Yeah,
that
so
country. That's gonna be fun.
You got your passport?
I have to get that in order, but I got a little bit of time.
Where does Higgins live?
Now, take me to Higgins' house.
Diamond Head. Lives in Waikiki.
Shoot,
Well, like Diamond Head. Shoot, lose money.
All the young people, all 8 of them that watch this are like, who's Higgins?
No, it's bad. You know they rebooted that.
I know, but nobody watched that.
Yeah, nobody does.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll cover it in the next one. Some of the TV shows I've been watching, but I'll cover it in the next podcast. It's pretty good. We want to wrap this one up. We're gonna flip on some lights, dude.
All right.
It's
Yeah, I forgot to turn on those studio lights there. Anyway, well, you don't have to turn them on now. We'll just get them after the episode's over. Never mind. Just ignore me. Just ignore me, Mike. Do what you want.
Mike has the hottest elbow in all of podcasting.
The back of his head is so hot. I want to rub my nuts on it.
whoa.
That's not his belly. That's a fat tricep.
Flax it.
Oh my gosh, the latest JP Sears video too about him being a female power lifter is hilarious. So go check that out too. It's funny. I was watching it before you guys showed up today.
We out?
Yeah, what else do you have to do?
We out?
I'm good.
We out. Audi
good.
5000, bro. Thanks. Hit like, subscribe, tell your moms, your friend's dog, your dog, everybody
The
about the
dog's dog.
podcast. Tell them to subscribe
Your wife,
for
your
more
lover, your
political
other
rants by
lover.
Mike and the crew. So
All right.
thanks for showing up, guys.
Adios.
Hey.
fuck is this nasty shit?
From your wine, motherfucker.
Oh,
You're putting wine stains all over everything around here.
Damn it, you're right.
Damn, your mom is going to be fucking.
Mom's gonna be pissed.
She's going to be like, no more podcasting if you're going to be ruining everything. You got any plates out?
They're in my pants.
All right, let me go get.
Yeah, do something.
Yeah, why don't you do something? I don't want to call him out in front of us, but he's been claiming the last few weeks he's been flying all over here for work and that, but he says he hasn't been working. So I'm concerned about this relationship we have. He's embarrassed to tell us he got fired. Oh, I gotta fly out.
Yeah, who's the first one to stuff their face? Let me see.
What are you talking about?
Who's the first one? I'm not eating. Mike's
I
not
don't know what you're talking
eating.
about.
Should have known. Should have just sat down right, put a chair up to the fucking table.
I like watching you work.
Put a fucking chair up, just stick your
What chair?
face in any chair, not chair.
The chair that sits higher than the table?
Whatever, just fucking springboard off the chair right into the fucking pizza box. I know that's what you
Oh,
want to do.
yeah. Hey.
That's all you dream about.
I like rubbing it on my cock.
You probably did. See?
You guys trashing the fucking joint already?
Justin, chill, man.
Jeez Louise.
Mike's over here, or Alvin's over here getting fucking angry and throwing shit around.
I know. What the fuck, guy?
Yeah, I knew the power supply was here because it was the last time I used it.
I didn't realize it, but it was down on this drop down right next to the sink.
Yeah,
so
Mike-
I walked over here and I'm looking at the table, I'm looking at the counter, I'm like, no, it ain't here. And then just like the day I emailed you or texted you the picture, yeah, it's here.
Yeah, 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, because I happened to walk over here to wash my hands, and I'm like, oh, is that the fucking power supply I was looking for?
Oh, shit, let me throw it away.
Let me throw it away. I already told him we
I
don't have
told
it.
him it's not here.
Get off your fucking phone, Justin, and
I
help
gotta
out.
look up my stories. I've been saving like 70 stories and I haven't read them. And Mike's talking about this really loud so he can keep perpetuating it.
No.
The lie that he's been telling.
I've been a fucking lazy piece of shit.
So he actually got fired, but he wants to perpetuate the story that he told her that he didn't get fired. So he's saying it really loud in front of her down here. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
right off the bat, I knew he got fired.
Oh yeah.
I didn't get fired.
For sexual harassment. That's why you don't want to tell her.
No, they can't be that because that's just my sexuality. It's the way God made me.
Here, put a smile on your face.
Cookie dough minis?
Fuck yeah!
I don't know about all that shit, Silent Bob.
Wi-Fi is off. What the fuck? I just turned it on.
You haven't turned anything on in a long time now.
I think I'm gonna be upgrading the whiskey here before too long.
Doing shots.
Well, just mix it with a little soda water.
So we're doing shots.
It automatically just runs. It doesn't need to be activated per se. Or the key is universal, whatever. I've been running.
Oh, you just type universal?
No, you just
It's
fucking
good?
it just runs.
All right, are you ready? Or are you still eating?
We can go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright, that's recording. How do I do this? I forget how to do this shit.
That's what happens when we take that kind of time off.
You gonna count down? You count down the other time.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Let me see if my
1.
shit's